I kind of believe that. Like,
Dude, this is opinional. This is fine.
Me?
Yeah.
I'm gonna say Paul Rogers from Bad Company. He's got the silky smooth. He's got the high. He can scream. He's got a little grit. And he's got that low end on his phrasing. Just dandy. So I don't know. Paul Rogers, Robert Plant, Steve Marriott, and then maybe bring it over across the pond. Mark Farner.
Oh yeah, Steve Tyler I think deserves an honorable mention, like Dream On era.
Steve Tyler's vocal
Phenomenal.
range is ridiculous.
Honorable mention there, Steven Tyler. I mean, you.
'Cause I'm crazy. Sorry, everybody.
Okay,
We
now
lost
let's
him.
ask
Yeah,
you.
who's your favorite?
I don't know.
Son of a bitch.
Was that a trick question?
No, I just wanted to see what you guys thought. But now you have to back it up with best female vocalist ever.
Oh, to me that's kind of easy. If I only had to pick one, it would have to be Karen Carpenter. If I could only pick one, I could pick several after that. Whitney Houston, close second, if not closely tied for first. I fell in love with you.
I play that song.
Before the second
Who wrote that song?
Your guitar.
Who wrote that song?
It sounds so sweet and clear, baby.
But you're not really here.
Leon Russell wrote that song.
No way. Get out of town.
Yes, he did.
I love that he's been sat there so excited to say that line though.
He wrote Superstar.
It's a super song.
It's a great. You know what my favorite song though by her is?
Go on.
Merry Christmas, Darling.
Do you know I have to admit, I had an unhealthy obsession with the Carpenters when I was younger.
I
So-
can dig that.
You probably picked up on that on the song When the Curtain Falls. That was very Karen Carpenter inspired. With that first chord. Du-du-du-du-du.
I probably did there because at some point I wrote in my notes here. And make sure to say something about those chord progressions because some of them were pretty cool. You know.
It's because I never had lessons, so I basically just play around until I find something that sounds kind of cool, and I'm like, okay, that works-ish.
Why I like Merry Christmas, Darling is because, I mean, for one, it's a beautiful song, and mostly I can't tell what they're doing in the chord progression. I can just, hear chord progressions, 90% of the time.
Yeah.
And tell you from across the room, assuming I know what key it's in, but it's like an interval thing that's just in my head. I just hear it. I just do. I have no idea. And I even sat down with the guitar. I even sat down to the piano. Couldn't by
Couldn't
ear
get it.
pick out that progression. And that happens occasionally. And when it does, I'm like, that is a good damn song right there because they're doing some weird shit that's awesome.
That's one of the only songs that I had not heard by the Carpenters until I moved here. And it was on the radio at Christmas, and I was like, wait, this is a Carpenters song?
Do they celebrate Christmas in England?
They do. All of them.
Only the Christians. Never mind. I don't want to go there.
The Christians celebrate Christmas, and everyone else celebrates Happy Holidays.
Well, there's a whole host of other holidays. There's Kwanzaa, there's Hanukkah, there's a whole bunch of other ones that I don't know because I only know those three. But, man, those three are pretty good, though. Am I right?
Yeah.
The big three?
Yeah.
Did you notice he's avoiding the female favorite best ever vocalist question? Did you notice he's gone around it?
No, I
Oh, it
didn't.
kind of went on. We went on a tangent.
No, I'm just going to come at you now.
Celine Dion.
Ew!
Ob-
Oh, that came out.
Obviously.
I can't cope with
Shania
Celine Dion.
Twain.
Yeah.
Let's go, girls.
Janis Joplin.
Janis Joplin's badass, but honestly, not my cup of tea. I know I'm probably gonna get cancelled on the internet now for that, but I'm not.
Oh
a
my
huge
God!
fan.
They expressed an opinion. Cancel them. Cancel them. They're done.
So yeah, not my thing. Like I am more into the songwriters and the singers that don't really have to push it too much.
Carole King.
Oh,
Carole
there's a good
King,
one.
that's a good one.
I like Carole King a lot. I like Linda Ronstadt.
Nina Simone.
Oh, buddy. Whoo.
When I went to Lilith Fair, there was a couple of performers that kind of impressed me that I knew nothing about, and one of them was surprising. What in the hell? They were like heavy, a real heavy group, and they hadn't made a name for themselves.
Are you talking about a hole?
No, I think it was Kitty. Or
Okay,
something like
I'm
that.
not familiar.
No.
I can't. I may even be saying that wrong at this point. I can't remember. It was a long time ago in the '90s, but yeah.
He means the 1890s, just so you know.
Sarah McLachlan absolutely
Oh,
blew
Sarah
me
McLachlan
away.
is definitely up there.
Yeah, she had like a
Um,
bunch of cages with adoptable animals on stage. It was great.
The girl that Fiona Apple, I really kind of dig. The
Is he making these up now?
Tori Amos.
It's hard to tell
Tori
with
Amos
Dan.
gets a was getting a lot of hype around the early 2000s. Again, never really my cup of tea.
See, I don't know. She has a really unique style, I think. I mean, I kind of always know when I'm listening to her, but it's also kind of like nonsense. It's just like a lot of her lyrics. I mean, I'm sure they mean something, but I don't make any sense of them.
I think that's where I'm kind of at. Like, I know that there's some great depth behind the stories that she tells. And you know, she's had quite the traumatic journey from what I remember, but to me, just it wasn't coherent enough for me to be able to keep listening to it, you know? Like, for me, I you know, I think there are definitely different pathways for female vocalists.
I'd like to change my answer.
No.
Well, I'm going to anyway. My favorite female
I
vocalist
was about to talk
I
about
was
them.
about to bring a Jewel up too. That's wild. Wow.
is not Jewel. However, Jewel's great. Fantastic. Susan Tedeschi.
Oh, okay, that's good. That's good.
And 1A, 1B Bonnie Raitt because they're the same person.
Have you ever heard Jewel yodel?
I have, actually.
Phenomenal. Have you ever?
I don't think so. But I'm also terrible with names.
She's from Alaska. You know that? They yodel up there.
I did not know that.
Well, there isn't really much else to do.
Good point.
Wait, is this like a competition to like make avalanches happen? Is it like best yodel
I'm
causes
sure they
an
do.
avalanche?
Well, do you think that if you yodel in pitch, right,
What if
that
you-
there's no avalanche?
What if you?
Right, yeah.
What if you yodel in the valley?
Well, if you're in the valley and the snow comes down, you're kind of screwed, right?
What if you yodel at the top of the mountain with a saucer sled,
You know-
waiting for the snow to fall?
Have you ever heard the song "Yodeling in the Valley"?
Do you know what, Dan? I
I
haven't.
have not.
This is off of Kid Rock's first album.
Well, that explained it.
Before,
Yep, that does it for me too.
The first line explained
before
why
he
I've
was-
never heard it.
Before he was famous, you wouldn't even know it was him if you heard it. You'd be like,
But he yodels?
"Who is this weird, like, goofy hip hopper dude?" And not like in the "Who's this like copywriting, like using other people's music to make his own success kind of way." It was different. I'll give this to him. In his first CD, he sold, I think, like 10,000 copies out of his trunk. I mean, he literally pounded the pavement, and it was all truly original material at that time. Not that anybody would really like it because it wasn't very good, but at least like there were several points that I could give him a lot of credit for.
Yeah.
Which didn't continue through his career. I mean, the more famous he got, the worse it got.
Do you see Dan suddenly seeing the word cancel in his eyes? Did you see that happen? I
I
just
can
watched it.
I can feel it in the air.
Not that it was. Not that I followed. Not for the rest of his. I mean, I don't really think. I mean, okay. I'm just playing with
Dan,
it.
guess what?
What?
Now that you've had your Kid Rock tangent, I'm going to do a little something about Nickelback.
Nickelback's a good band, dude.
Nickelback are a good band, and I don't
No,
care.
I was just kidding.
No, I don't care. If you go through the Nickelback music, right? Okay, not the progressions, not
It's
all
not
that crap.
true.
Go through their lyrics. Their lyrics are actually pretty freaking good.
This is a graph. Photograph? This is a photograph. I saw one time where he was holding up a graph, and the meme said this is a graph.
Oh my god.
And it was a graph. Like, there, no lie. No cap. That was a graph. I don't know what data was.
No,
portraying,
I
though.
think lyrically Nickelback aren't bad. The problem is that they made what you would call the cheesy hits.
I think
Like
it's called,
if you're gonna be
butt
like
rock.
a cheesy rock band, like there's rock, there's like kind of rock, we're gonna call ourselves rock, but really we're pop. We're gonna say we're rock.
Do you ever see Chad Kroeger get hit with banana in like Brazil or something?
I would love to.
Somebody throws a banana at him.
Have you heard of the Nickel Block app?
Nickel block?
Yeah, that's where you can block anything Nickelback related from your web browser.
Tell me that's real.
It is.
I actually, you know what? People hate on Nickelback quite a bit, and this is not where I tell you I love them. This is where I tell you that I've never listened to the band. I couldn't tell you a Nickelback song, I don't think, other than the Photograph one because of the meme.
This is how you remind me.
But I will say this. I can't say that I dislike them because I've never listened to them, and I think that's fair.
That's not Nickelback, is it? That's totally not Nickelback.
What song?
This is how you remind me?
Yeah, is that
I
Nickelback?
thought that was Stained.
I think it is.
No, that was Nickelback's like big break hit.
This is how you remind me of what I really am.
It's not like you say sorry. Who's written on a different story?
What about Buckcherry? I feel like they're in the same arena.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of like one and the same.
This is going nowhere.
Oh, I'll be dang.
Ash gets you with
I mean,
their,
it's still not a good song, but I mean, it is Nickelback.
I mean, it was at the time though. You have to put songs in preference in like order of what was happening in the charts at the time, in the music scene at the time. And at the time, Nickelback, "This Is How You Remind Me" was a big song. Just like "Teenage Dirtbag" was a big song. Was it great? No. "Barbie Girl" was a friggin' big song at one
That
point.
You know
song
what?
fucks, though.
Yes,
That song
out of,
fucks.
Out of all the songs that have been forementioned, Barbie Girl reigns supreme, in my opinion.
Is this just because of the Team America scene?
No, it's because it's got that cool disco beat.
Nice.
It's kind of a duet where they and them sing together.
He's catching on real quick.
You're good at this.
He's been practicing the whole time though back there.
Barbie
Like,
girl in a Barbie world. Life is plastic. It's fantastic.
You got it.
You can touch my hair, undress me everywhere. Imagination, life is your creation.
This is why we get
let's go party.
this is why we get copyright
yeah.
infringements on these shows.
Let's go party.
Ooh, ooh.
Yeah, he puts that on his playlist when he's driving. It's right next to Vengabus and the Witch Doctor.
So
Do you know he told the Witch Doctor he was in love with you?
Ting Tang Walla Walla, that song?
Yep.
We're going with the Ting Tang, the Ting Tang and the Walla Walla.
Oh, it's Tang Tang
You know what's
Tang.
funny is I was just
She says she been to China.
literally just singing that song the other day. Ooh ee, ooh ah ah, you know.
I'm hip.
And you brought it up today. It's serendipity, I guess. So where can people hear your music online?
Pretty much not many places.
Really?
Yeah.
Are you being for real?
Yeah, like you can like find videos and stuff on my Facebook, the Acoustic Ash.
So you can
pretty
listen-
much gotta catch them in the act.
You could watch Acoustic Ash on the Play Something Good podcast, which streams.
You could do that.
It's streaming live right now. If you're watching, you know this. And if you're watching it tomorrow, then you're just watching a replay of it.
I mean, if
It's
they're
not
watching
live.
this, they're probably building reasons to not watch me on this. So
Yeah, you did this to yourself. You should have done
Yeah.
your homework before you came on the show.
this is what my parents told me in the beginning. You did this to yourself.
Oh, no.
But in terms of female vocalists, for me, the diehard will always be Tracy Chapman.
That's solid. That's rock solid.
You take Tracy Chapman and tell me anyone else that sounds like them. Like, you can not put on a Tracy Chapman song and say, I don't know who this is.
Do you want to know probably why I'm not a huge Tracy Chapman fan?
No. Honestly, I don't know that my heart can take it.
It's not her fault. It's not their fault. It's not the fault of the artist in any
Why is
in
it?
any way. Well, it's because they were trying to compare Tracy Chapman to. I heard this on. I'm not sure if it was MTV, VH1, some music-related source back right at the onset of Tracy Chapman. They were comparing Tracy Chapman to Whitney Houston. And she calling
How?
her the new Whitney Houston. Well, much the same way
Yeah, I don't quite get that.
they did with
Yeah, no.
who's the Are You Gonna Go My Way? Remember that dude?
Lenny Kravitz?
Lenny. They compared Lenny Kravitz to, like, called him the modern Jimi Hendrix. Really pissed me off. Couldn't like Lenny Kravitz after that.
Lenny
And
Kravitz.
that's kind of what happened with Tracy Chapman. That was my first knowledge of Tracy Chapman was hearing Tracy Chapman compared to Whitney Houston.
So you got
See,
introduced to her
I
by being
feel-
angry.
I feel like Tracy Chapman and Whitney Houston are nowhere near comparable. Tracy
all.
Chapman, first and foremost, is an incredible songwriter. Whitney Houston never wrote songs. Whitney Houston sang other people's songs absolutely stunningly beautiful.
At least Whitney Houston has finally, stopped using drugs.
Don't know that I can agree with you on that one.
Oof.
That one was a bit low.
And with that, we're gonna go ahead and cut this night short. So we'd like to say thank you so much for coming on the show, being a good sport.
And well done, congratulations, Dan, for actually reaching cancel culture. We'll be out there hashtagging cancels later.
This is one of his better performances, I'd say.
That doesn't say much for Dan.
You should go back and watch some.
I don't know that I'm ready. My parents told me not to watch things like this. I'm impressionable.
You can't remove it from your brain once it's there. You can't unsee it.
So you guys got to check out some original music by Acoustic Ash tonight. You can catch them the night before Thanksgiving, correct?
Yeah, like the 13th and the night before Thanksgiving.
Oh boy!
Whoop whoop.
I think I just remembered a date.
We need you to repeat after us if you'd be so kind.
I don't know if I trust you.
Trust us. Which my mom told me never trust anyone who says trust me.
Us, yeah.
Oh.
Play something good.
Play something good.
Now do it more Cockney.
More Cockney. Play something good.
All right then.
All right.
All right then. Talk amongst
Do
yourselves.
it.
I gotta go turn off the thing.
All right, what a blast it was having Acoustic Ash on tonight. Absolutely loved all the material that was heard this evening, and we look forward to seeing more work from Acoustic Ash in the future.
Do you really, though?
I really do. No, I dug it. I dug it all for real. That's real talk, Rick.
Thanks, bud. Good night, y'all. Okay, that was...